from PDP megaphone to courtroom regular, and ultimately dumped in the annals of Nigeria's history. Let me tell you about Olisa Metuh, a man with one of the most dramatic falls from grace. Let's rewind to when Metuh was at his peak as the National Publicity Secretary of the ruling People's Democratic Party. Back then, he never missed a chance to remind Nigerians how perfect the PDP was. Known for his fiery speeches, he was loud, loyal, and always spinning, the official mouthpiece of a party neck deep in controversy. With his unwavering loyalty to former President Goodluck Jonathan, Metuh caught a cold whenever Jonathan sneezed. At the height of his political career, Metuh was on top, an influential voice in the party and a key figure in Nigerian politics. But as is often the case in politics, everything was about to change. In 2015, the political storm that was about to consume Metuh came rushing in, and things got very real very fast. He found himself in the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC's net, accused of embezzling national security funds. Metuh was accused of helping himself to 400 million naira, about 2.5 million from funds that were supposed to be used to secure the country. He was accused of diverting the money to fund the PDP's election campaigns, as well as the purchase of personal luxury properties. It seems like while Nigerians were dodging bullets, kidnappers and Boko Haram, Metuh probably thought, you know what this country really needs? Another PDP campaign ad. In his defense, Metuh claimed that the money was a legitimate payment for consulting services, but the EFCC wasn't buying that. They charged him with money laundering, fraud, and forgery. To make matters worse, the scandal linked him to another major corruption case, the infamous $2.1 billion arms deal scandal involving Dasuki, the former national security advisor. The trial date was set, and naturally, it turned into a full-blown national spectacle. True to form, Metuh brought the drama. If he was not vomiting in court, he was getting wheeled into the courtroom. He once arrived on a stretcher to try and stall the trial. One time when he collapsed theatrically in court, the presiding judge, Justice Okonabam, who was not impressed by Metuh's theatrics, continued the proceedings while Metuh was still sprawled on the courtroom floor. Nigerians weren't sure if he needed a doctor or an acting award. His defense screamed political witch hunt, while the prosecution screamed fraud. Nigerians, we just watched like it was a Netflix show. In 2020, the inevitable happened. Metuh was convicted on charges of money laundering and sentenced to 7 years in prison. It was a moment that seemed to signal a shift in Nigeria's battle against corruption. Here was a high-profile figure being held accountable for his actions. But Metuh wasn't going down without a fight. His legal team appealed the ruling, and in 2022, the Court of Appeal overturned his conviction. They ruled that the trial had been marred by irregularities, sparking a wave of mixed reactions across the country. Some saw it as a victory for justice, while others argued it was just another example of the legal system being bent to serve political interests. So where is Olisa Metuh now? Mostly old and silent. No press conferences, no bold statements, just lurking quietly in the shadows of the PDP. Some people believe he took the fall so some bigwigs could avoid prison time. Some also believed he was duly compensated for the humiliation of being an ex-convict. We may never know, but with how corrupt these thieving Nigerian politicians are, anything is possible. His case has left an indelible mark on the country's political landscape, a fall from grace that somehow ended in a soft landing, a complex dance between power, corruption, and political survival. Olisa Metuh's story tells us all of the challenges Nigeria faces in holding its political elites accountable. While his trial might have been a rare victory in the fight against corruption, his overturned conviction is a jarring reminder that the fight is far from over. But Nigerians must never forget the actions and legacy of individuals like Olisa Metuh. As a people, we have a responsibility to remember those who contributed to the challenges we face today and to hold them accountable, even in the court of public memory. Let us not allow time to erase the damage done or permit them to return to public life without consequence. It is imperative that we collectively call them what they are: thieves. We must shun them and reject any attempts at rehabilitation or political rebranding. They must not be allowed to rewrite history, as we have seen in recent times. Our future depends on learning from the past and ensuring that those who once betrayed the public trust are never given the opportunity to do so again. Want more stories like this? Like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell.